What's going on, guys? Justin Fuller, and today I'm at San Marcos Toyota's Collision Center, and we're getting these guys set up to where they can track every single key and every single car that comes into the Collision Center. So this way they don't have to worry about looking for keys so that they can do work or misplace cars or potentially lost keys, right? So let's hop on in and I'll show you how it works. Alright guys, so to get any dealership set up to track their keys in the cars, the first thing we're gonna have to do is set up a network. And as you can see right above my head here, I've got a solar gateway. Holds a charge for about a month, doesn't require power lines or anything like that. All we've got to do is band clamp it. And this is gonna allow the network to talk so you can see those keys and cars as they live on the outside of the dealership. Now inside the dealership, we're gonna use an interior gateway, which is about the size of half a deck of cards. So these interior gateways are what's gonna allow you to see if the key is in the key track machine or if it's floating around inside of the service area. So this way, if a key gets, I don't know, left in a car, or maybe it gets dropped over here in amongst some parts or placed on a rack, you're gonna be able to quickly be able to find this so that you don't have to search for it for 20 minutes. You can just get to work. All right, guys, so let's talk about how to track the car and how to track the keys. What are we using to do that, right? So it's two different pieces that I'm using right here. So when it comes to this, all I gotta do is walk out to my customer's car and throw a hang tag around the rearview mirror. Boom. Now I'm tracking that vehicle. The way I'm able to do that is because I have a tracker living inside of here, and then I've got this number it's already connected to, right? Now, when it comes to my keys, even easier. I take my customer's keys, I take one of these key rings right here, I click it on. This is gonna tell me that same number, and it has a tracking tag here, right? So now, whenever I search number 574, right, inside of my app or inside of the desktop dashboard, I'm gonna know where the car is, and I'm gonna know where the keys are. So let's hop over to the phone app and see what that looks like.
All right, guys, so here I am on the phone app, right? So I'm mirroring my phone onto the screen here so that you can understand what it looks like to run a search. So if you're lot porters, your estimators, you know, anybody who needs to find this key, find this car, mechanics, anybody who needs to quickly locate it, they're gonna be able to. So I'm gonna go to the Find a Car and Key button. So I'm gonna tap that button on here. Now from here, I just wanna type in whatever the number is that's on my tag, right? So this specific tag is 2070, right? But we're gonna pretend for a second that this is 577, right? So when I run this search, I'm gonna click on this and then I'm gonna hit 577. And now when I press 577, it's gonna pull up, and you're gonna see that's also listing out a retail vehicle. And the reason for that is they use this for our Lot Management 360 tool, they use our Fixed Ops 360 tool, and they're tracking at their Collision Center. Now, if you wanted one specific instance or dashboard set up just for your Collision Center, know that we can absolutely do that, right? So on here, I'm gonna click on 577. Now, boom, it's gonna pull up and show me where the car's at. Not only is it showing me on the map, but it's also telling me, hey, it's in the Collision Center, it's in the back drive south, right? And I can zoom in and out to see exactly where this is at. Right? Now I'm going to jump to that next button. It's going to tell me where the key is at. The key is clearly in the building as we see on the map here, but it's telling me location, collision, north. Right? So when I get into the building, if it's not up at the front desk where they keep the keys in their, you know, in their deal jackets, right? Then I could hit this Find a Tag button, which you'll see up here. So when I'm on the map, like when I'm there, right, which I'm not here, I'll be a blue dot that'll appear on the map. So I could get over real close and hit Find a Tag. Now when I do, you'll see it's thinking right there in the middle, but what'll happen is as I move closer to the tag, so if I'm moving around, kind of looking around the desk, as I get closer, it'll move into the immediate section, the darker blue, and as I get further away from the keys, if I start to go the wrong way, it'll move into the red area, right? So a little bit of game of hot or cold, they're kind of like using a metal detector to find that key. So know this is good, very granular. So if a key falls behind a desk, gets shoved in something, gets left out on the lot, gets left in a car in a service bay, you're gonna be able to not only see it on the map, but then when you get over there, you're gonna be able to walk yourself right up to it so you can find it. All right, guys, so here we are on the desktop dashboard, and I just want to walk you through some basics so you can understand how this works. Now, as I mentioned earlier, these guys are using this for their Lot 360, tracking their retail keys and cars. They're using it on the Fixed Ops side, tracking their service vehicles, right? All their customers' keys and cars, and then they're using it for the Collision Center. So there's a lot of data here that you can use and take advantage of, or if you just need a simple setup for just a Collision Center or just a retail center, no big deal. We can separate these out. So on here, over at the left, you can run your searches, right? A lot of different ways you can do this. For the sake of this, I'm gonna run a different search this time. I'm gonna go 594. So I'm gonna pull up a different tag here. And this way you guys can see what this looks like. Now in the center here, you can see all these numbers right here. I can actually turn on pins as well. So if I wanna see where every single vehicle is, I absolutely can. Now specifically, I'm gonna click into the Collision Center, right? Because that's where I specifically wanna search for the sake of this. Now, when I come over here, I can see 594 right here. I can also see, once again, all these other vehicles. If I typed in SVC as in service, 594, it would eliminate all these other options, right? So makes it pretty easy if you're just trying to find one specific vehicle. Now, I'm going to click into this vehicle. Now, when I do, I'm going to scroll down here and show you a couple things. One, it's telling me that the vehicle is parked in the collision center, right? So I can see that it's actually in the shop over here. And same thing over here, guys. I can zoom in and out and do all those different things that we did earlier, on the maps. If I'm trying to get to something, and then the same thing with the key. The key is in the collision center as well. So what I can understand from this is chances are a technician or a mechanic has grabbed the key, pulled the car in, and is getting started on it, right? So easy enough to understand here. So I'll jump back out here and we'll search a different one, right? We'll search 591. So same thing, jump over here. I'm going to select 591. Boom, pulls up. And it's going to show me two things. One, boom, it shows me where the car is sitting. So I can see that the car is sitting over here on the map, and it says collision center back drive middle. So I know exactly where the car is at. It's telling me and showing me. And then boom, click on the key. Key is in the collision in the collision center in the body shop in the east corner, right? So at that point, I can understand that chances are mechanic has the keys at with the deal jacket, or the repair order, I should say, with the keys in the jacket, and then they just haven't walked out and got the car yet, right? They might be finishing something else, but they have it set up, so I can quickly put this together. Now, if I was walking in the shop looking for these keys because maybe a customer needed to get these out, boom, I could pull it up on my phone app, get over there near the key, hit that find a tag button, walk right up to the key, grab the key, and then walk out knowing that the car is sitting out there on the lot, so I could get those belongings out for that customer, right? Or if the key, let's pretend this repair order's done, the customer's here, but the key just didn't quite make it back up to the front office. Hey, how quickly could I find this key, get the car, and get it pulled up for the customer, right? So efficiency plays a big part of this. So this is what it looks like to run a search on here. Now, outside of this, if you're using this on the retail side or any of these other things, I've got all kinds of different things up here to where you can see what's tagged versus what isn't, pre-owned, new, photo status, manual entries. If you want to tag something that isn't a key or car, typically with my lot management guys, they're tracking retail. They want to track, golf carts, golf cart keys, dealer plates, Tim tags, all these different things. So know that there's a lot of different ways I can do this. Now, I've got all these kind of datas up here. So if you want to look at how many vehicles are in collision, or how many tags I should say, it's showing me right now that I have 61. I can turn on the pens and start looking and seeing where the stuff is. If I want, I got to clear out my searches here. But plenty of ways that you can look at all of this data, right? So it makes it very easy to understand. And of course, same thing on here. I can zoom in on maps, do all these different things that I would want to do if I'm looking for a specific vehicle, or if I'm looking for multiple vehicles to understand, hey, if I've got cars parked in the employee parking lot, why is that, right? Because like right now they have 7 cars parked back there, and I can see it up here on this box that we're looking at right here. So a lot of different things that you could do as far as pulling up the location of everything that lives in a certain area. So if I do that, boom, it, employee back lot, it tells me every single vehicle that's parked back there. So at this point, I can look at this and see if I have any service vehicles parked there, which I do. I've got number 70 and number 32 and number 19, right? So maybe these are waiting on something specific, or maybe it's just been parked incorrectly, right? We didn't have space or something's going on. So I can start to manage where my cars are at and understand if something's parked in the wrong place, right? Why are things parked in employee parking? Let's get this taken care of. So plenty of optionality that I have here as far as looking through all these different things. All right, guys, so that was a quick rundown of the fixed op 360 tool that TrueSpot offers, used in service departments and, of course, collision centers. So if you are curious to learn a little bit more about this, at the end of this, I will throw up all my details so we can set up a demo. You can always give me a call, a text, or you can always shoot me over an email if you just have a couple quick questions. I would be more than happy to talk to you about this product. Whether you want to talk about Lot Management 360, our retail side tracking tool, or True Recon, our recon tool that allows you to use our tracking tags to see how long a vehicle stays in each step of your recon process, and we can even automate it to where it'll roll into geofences, roll out, check cars in, check cars out, so that you don't have to worry about the human error when you're trying to turn inventory faster and understand where are the bottlenecks. So feel free to give me a call, text, email. Look forward to hearing from you. Other than that, appreciate you tuning in, and I will talk to you soon. Later, guys!